Going to do, as Barry said, you know, we're sort of going to slap it all together, and hopefully it turns out. And trust me, every night is different. Some nights we have some absolute pearls, some nights we don't.
But we all have fun regardless.
Absolutely, folks. Absolutely. So, okay, we might. Rightio, folks. Has anyone ever seen these little contraptions here? Oh, yeah, this young lady has. Hello. That's right. And what do you reckon we put in it? Yeah, well, that's right. What we're going to do, we're going to cook our spotted dogs in here tonight. Now, these, traditionally, they usually are cast iron, but these are aluminium. You folks, what do you call them? Aluminum. I don't know where that comes from. Okay, we call them aluminium. Okay, so traditionally they're a cast iron, and traditionally they'd be a Dutch oven, I suppose. That's where they usually come from. These are good for heat transfer, and they do cook quite quickly. Okay, when we go over to the fire and put the coals on the bottom and the top, you'll see how quick they cook. Every night's different there too, depends. Rightio, folks. So what we're going to do, first off, what are we going to do? Okay, we're going to try to get the bowl ready. Now, we're going to throw a bit of water in first. Got to be a little bit precise with the water, obviously, because of, you know, we don't want too wet a mix or too dry a mix. So you've got to be a little bit. You've got to be a little bit. Hey, this is pretty serious. Usually it's up to the first knuckle, folks. But you know, with a bit of evaporation and that's, you'd say that's pretty close. Just a little bit more. Evaporation. Rightio. The next thing we're going to put in, folks. Okay, a lot of people get these mixed up with flies. Okay, but we use
flies.
The flies are virtually gone to bed. Some nights you come out here, there's flies everywhere. You know, they're buzzing around here, they're dropping in. We just mix them up. We don't. We well know the old flies are full of protein, so we don't. We all do. So, folks, what we're going to do. We're going to put in, these are actually sunbeam currents, okay? Now, the reason why we've got sunbeam currents is because if you mention sunbeam, okay, sunbeam 5 times, sunbeam actually gives us a free box of currants every time we mention it 5 times.
5 times.
Sunbeam currants are the dry fruit that we use. How many times is that? Is that 4? Yeah, 4. So, and my missus usually keeps a tab on how many times I say it. So these are Australian sunbeam currants. 5, we're good with that. So we've got to be a little bit precise here with the measurements. As you can see on the side of the packet, we have a little window. You can see the little window. Now usually we've got to be quite precise here. We usually put in 2 exact half packets. Okay? I hear a bit of laughter. I thought that was quite serious. Okay, so you can see how they get mixed up with flies and that. Okay, so it's not quite, you know, it's got to be a bit precise here. Probably a little bit more. What do you reckon? Pretty close, huh? That's good. Right?
First half pack.
First half. Second half, straight in, eh? There we go. Let's get rid of it. Alright. So there's the 2 half packets of currants. They're in. Any flies go in there? Did anyone see any flies go in? Just a couple. Keep an eye on them. Rightio, next thing we're going to put in is a little bit of sugar, okay, for all us sweet tooths that are around here. Now I'm going to have a bit of a stab at this tonight myself, so just a little bit of sugar. We don't want to put too much in. Okay. Any sweet tooths around here? Yeah?
Go for it, yeah.
Is that Australian sugar?
Hey?
Is that Australian sugar?
It is, mate, yeah. CSR. Right.
Oh, it is a sweet bread after all.
It is a sweet bread, Barry. That's
certainly going to be sweet tonight, put it that way.
Rightio, next thing we're going to put in is a little bit of salt, okay? Good for the arteries, okay? Let's harden those arteries up. Just a pinch. The flies are still hanging around. Rightio folks, last ingredients, or second last ingredients that we're going to put in is a little bit of
Oil.
and this is a very special oil. What do you reckon it is? Sunbeam?
Australian oil.
It might be a sunbeam oil. Motor oil? Hey! Now, if it was up to me, I'd put motor oil in there, but I'm getting restrained here a little bit. Folks, this is castor oil.
Yes, you're right, motor oil. Yeah.
So, this is castor oil. This is, we do use this because, well,
We know you're travelling, you're in coaches, you're in and out, you get a bit bound. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to think it's a bit of a service that we do. Don't we, John?
everyone's smiling, so they must think it is a service.
We'd like to think that you'll thank us in the morning, but you've got to be careful with how much you put in.
I wouldn't have put that much in. Actually, I wouldn't have either.
You did put that
I don't think I would have put that much in.
Right.
But anyway.
Okay, I'm going to be sitting up here, ladies and gentlemen, performing some very Australian songs. If I happen to see anybody shuffling around before the night's out, we might have to wrap it up real quick.
Okay, so you keep an eye on it, Barry.
Because there has been a bit of movement at the station in the past.
There has been. Rightio, folks. Next thing we're going to put in some flour, okay? Now, this is just a self-raising flour. It's just a normal flour with a raising date in it. But before we do that, we're going to put a little bit of flour in the bottom of these hand buttons. And basically, this is all this is meant to do is stop it from sticking. That's all. It's not going to stop it from burning, but it will stop it from sticking. A little bit on there. A little bit. Rightio, folks. Now this requires pretty precise measuring here. We require 5 metric handfuls of self-raising flour. Okay? Now, check this bloke here. Look at his hand. Look at his paw there. Put it up there, sir. Size it. Now, this is a little lady's hand, right? And this is a little metric one. That's an imperial hand. So, you know, you'd probably put 2 of his. I'll put 5 of this on my hand. Okay, so let's have a little go. 1. Doesn't count, too. Shall we put a imperial hand in? I reckon this gentleman here would have a handful. It probably could. That's 4. And 1 more little one. Little metric hand. Okay? So there we go. Now, a little bit of hygiene here. Rightio. Now, better mix it up, I suppose, eh? Rightio, let's get in. This is when you got to watch the flies, folks.
Anybody notice the direction that John is
Yeah.
rotating the bowl and mixing up the dough there, ladies and gentlemen? What direction is the bowl going? Clockwise. Have you noticed the way the water goes down, how sinks, our plug holes in the bathroom?
Yeah.
It goes down here in the southern hemisphere clockwise. Because I understand all you folks from the northern hemisphere, is that right?
Yeah.
Welcome. Well, there you go. Your water goes down the opposite direction.
Right.
Now, it's very important when it comes to the baking department, because if John goes in the wrong direction,
Yes.
the whole thing might shrink. Or not might, it will. It will shrink. We've proved it. We had a lady here a few weeks ago who insisted, well, she didn't insist, but we offered, she wanted to mix it up. So we allowed her, ladies and gentlemen, and she went the opposite direction. She went anti-clockwise.
Barry.
That was Mary, wasn't it?
It was Mary.
Was she the one that lost the ring that night?
She was quite contrary.
She was Mary, she was quite contrary. Anyway, she insisted on going anti-clockwise. We said, Mary, if you continue with that, the whole thing's going to shrink. And she didn't believe us, did she?
And what happened, Barry?
Look, ladies and gentlemen, the whole camp oven shrunk. The whole camp oven shrunk. And not only did the camp oven shrink, but look what happened to the spotted dog, ladies and gentlemen.
Looks like it might have had a distinct porcelain taste.
It did have a distinct porcelain taste that night, yes.
Rightio, folks. What we're going to do is we're going to split this up to 2 halves, or close enough to. Half it in one. Yeah, good. Good. Aye. Rightio. Get it in here. Move it around a bit. Usually we get about 3 or 4 flies in without too much trouble, sometimes more.
It'll be hard to see with the girls.
Rightio. Rightio, young lady, you can have a look at that and see what you reckon. I reckon that looks alright now. Pretty good? They won't hurt.
They're all very quiet, John. I think they're in shock. I think they might be in shock.
Not for very long, Gary. Rightio, folks. What we're going to do is just spread this around quickly. See if we can get any more flies in there.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. That's not too bad. Sometimes the mix is a little bit too, you know, we've got too much in one and not enough in the other, so we'll do a bit of pinching. Pinch from one and put it into the other, but they're not too bad, so we'll just throw the lids on them for the time being. Now listen folks, as you might be aware, it's a pretty dry country. This continent is very dry. We're in drought at the moment. So we haven't got much water out here, so what I'd like to do is just pass the bowl around. If anyone would like to have a little bit of a lick. What are you doing? No, this is true. I'll be. Oh. So if everyone wants to have a bit of a stab at it.
Sure. We need that bowl licked clean before it gets back.
That's a real fly.
No, thanks.
Oh, it's got bones. Not bad.
Well, if you don't know the difference, it don't matter.
Right. More later.